dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Madison Carmouche. It's another big fall festival weekend across the region. The annual Moonshine Music and Makers Festival just wrapped its first day, filling Pikeville's Main Street with visitors. WYMT's Buddy Forbes shares the mission behind the Triple M movement.
I've always been told I was living wrong.
Moonshine, music, and makers.
For it to, for us to be able to do a festival with something like that, I think it really brings out a lot of the tradition, a lot of heritage, and I think it's good for families to learn about.
A festival in Pikeville is bringing people from all around to enjoy mountain-made merchandise, melodies, and more, offering a sip of Eastern Kentucky to anyone looking for a taste.
I think when you think about Eastern Kentucky, you think about moonshine, so it's nice to tell people about it and like our heritage and where it came from.
Highlighting the hillbilly hands that have created, crafted, or capped something special.
People may not know that Polly Hollow makes bourbon and moonshine over at Belfry, right across from Belfry High School. They may not know that we make jams and jellies here. Everybody here is all craft, most of them are handmade stuff, and most of it's made right here in this area.
Bringing a community together and showing others the makers hidden in the mountains.
There's a lot of history of handmade and crafts made in this area, and this is a good chance for everybody to get out and be seen, especially by the local people.
From the stills to the strings and every small business in between. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The event continues tomorrow, bringing more mountain musicians and makers to the streets of downtown Pikeville. The second day of the Black Gold Festival is wrapping up, but there is still one more day for folks to experience the fun in downtown Hazard. The parade is at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and there will be free live music all afternoon and evening. American Idol runner-up Hunter Girl is the headliner tomorrow night at 8. While new additions are made each year, Black Gold Committee Chair Terry Feltner says the festival is also about tradition.
I was asked last week why we don't change our name, because coal's not the big economic drive here. And I said, but that's what we're built on. That's what we were raised on. That's what our community started on. That's, why would we change our name? We're already branded by that.
The festival theme this year is Country Folks Can Survive after all the region has been through. The festival ends Saturday night, but the carnival will still be open Sunday afternoon. Day 2 of the Astrocon wrapped up today at Morehead State University. Hundreds of people got to participate in various activities and learn about what the university has to offer in its space science program. Congressman Hal Rogers was one of the keynote speakers earlier today. He says he has requested funding to better support the program for all of its work and accomplishments.
Yeah, well, in the upcoming 24 budget, I've requested almost $9 million for this operation here at Morehead State for NASA and what they're doing here. But when the budget does get settled, I'll feel good about us maintaining that $9 million earmark.
Congressman Rogers says he has also requested more than $600,000 to support the Challenger Learning Center at Hazard Community and Technical College. Recently, the Biden administration announced plans to withhold money from schools that have hunting and archery programs. And yesterday, Senator Rand Paul announced that he would continue fighting back against the restraints on Kentucky values in these school programs, announcing new proposed legislation called the Educating Responsible Future Hunters Act. Paul says such programs are important to educate young kids across the country, and especially right here in Kentucky.
I think teaching kids about safety and sportsmanship and accuracy for guns or for archery is a good idea, and helps to reinforce what their parents teach them when they teach them about hunting. Most people I know with guns are very, very respectful of the safety that has to be involved with guns.
Senator Paul also says that U.S. Representative Republican Andy Ogles out of Tennessee plans to introduce supporting legislation in the House. September is Hunger Action Month, the nationwide campaign raising awareness about hunger relief efforts. God's Pantry Food Bank is working alongside Feeding America to help families dealing with food insecurity. God's Pantry serves 50 counties in central and eastern Kentucky. Alex Maddox with God's Pantry says food insecurity can affect just about everyone.
Depending on current situations, if someone was to unexpectedly lose their job, folks are really just one little slip away from falling into food insecurity. And with rising food costs and inflation in the economy that we find ourselves in right now, it truly can affect anyone.
If you need help, you can reach out to God's Pantry Food Bank on their website. The Kentucky Wildcats will kick off under the lights of Kroger Field tomorrow night against Akron. But the game will also mark a milestone for the field. 50 years ago today, in what it was known as Commonwealth Stadium, the Wildcats stepped out on the field in their new home. Since then, more than 200 games have been played. Fans say changes and upgrades over the years, including a $126 million renovation in 2015, have improved game day experience.
I've been here coming to games for longer than I can remember, and it's just the atmosphere is fantastic.
But making it good for the fans and a good experience is very important, and I think they've done a real good job here at Kroger Field of doing that.
Kickoff for tomorrow night's game against the Akron Zips is at 7:30.
Well, the weather into tonight is not too bad. We are dry under that mainly clear sky, also comfortable. Those lows back in the middle 50s as you wake up and kick off the weekend. But we are giving you that first alert for rain chances to increase across the region as we get into this weekend. More showers are possible, especially late tomorrow night into early on Sunday. Some heavier showers cannot be ruled out, and then we're tracking a stretch of drier weather into next week. Let's time this out on Future View as you wake up tomorrow morning. Notice we are watching out for a few spotty rain chances out there. It's not going to rain everywhere. I do think most of us are dry for the first half of your Saturday, but we are watching out for those showers to increase for the evening hours, also into tomorrow night. And notice by midnight, also after midnight, we're watching out for potentially some widespread showers, and some of those could be heavy. You see some orange and red on this map. That means we could see some heavier showers in some places. And if they move over the same areas over and over again, we could possibly see some spotty high water issues by tomorrow night, also early on Sunday. So just be sure to have that first alert weather app on standby into this weekend and just stay weather aware. No, don't take these numbers as gospel, but we are watching out for possibly some heavier showers in some places. The better threat for that looks to be near the border of Kentucky, Virginia, and Tennessee. We do have a level 1 risk of excessive rainfall on Saturday. So again, just be sure to stay weather aware as we kick off your weekend. Here's a look at your Community Trust Bank 7-day forecast, where the weekend is always in view, giving you that first alert for showers this weekend. Highs back in the middle to upper 70s, and more lingering showers on Monday. Highs once again topping out in the middle 70s, then trending warmer and drier into next week, middle to lower 80s Tuesday through Friday as we stay dry. Those lows back in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Madison?
Thanks, Cameron. Well, that is going to do it for your news tonight. Thanks for joining us. Nate Johnson and Armando Berry will have highlights and scores from across the region next on ARH Sports Overtime. Have a good night.